Happy
Well,
New
hi.
Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Can you believe
No,
it?
I don't know what I'm
2025.
saying.
I love it.
Yes, I know. Can you believe it? Happy New Year to you. We are saying goodbye to 2024.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And
Yeah.
welcome to Lightworkers Unite. We are back, sisters and
Woo!
brother.
Lightworkers Unite is a podcast and social show hosted by intuitive women, lightworkers, and most importantly, friends, Mayume and Manjeet. Welcome to our podcast, Lightworkers Unite, where we believe there is a lightworker within all of us.
Whether you are a medium, an educator, or a nuclear medicine technologist, there is a lightworker within you, and we have work to do.
This is a safe and sacred place where lightworkers connect, grow, and learn.
And share our light with the world.
I love it. Yes,
Ew,
it's
how
so
you doing?
nice to be here again. Hello, lightworkers, lightworker. Maybe we're down to one now because we only had 15 podcasts in 2024. Because
Yeah,
life,
can we just take a moment and reflect on how fucking crazy 2024 was?
it
Like
really
that was a
was
really
crazy.
tough year. So why was
Yeah.
it why was it tough for you? Or was it what was challenging for you last year?
Well, I mean, kind of halfway, like good things happened also.
Mhm.
Like it was a good year for me, but it was a really struggle the first 4 months with my mom. And I
Mm.
definitely shared that with everyone. It just was this real struggle. And it kind of still is. But I'm not taking care of her full time anymore in my home.
Mhm.
So that was a beautiful thing that happened in 2024 is that we found a home for her. So it's the year was a struggle of me sharing my energy, my heart, my time with taking care of my mom and her decline, and the grief that came is I would
Mm.
say that came with it is coming with it. It's still I'm I'm suffering from grief from losing my mom because it's not
Yeah.
really her, and so those that have gone through this, and thank you for those beautiful friends, clients, listeners who've reached out who have already gone through this journey. It is helpful to hear. I think we all kind of go through it in our own ways, but to lose someone from dementia slash Alzheimer's is
Mm.
was hard for me. So, and
Yeah.
it's still going on. But that's what stood out for me in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving through that process and still continuing to move through it, right? Like
So,
it's not quite over,
n-
really. Yeah.
right. It's processing the emotions of losing your parent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, my
So,
sister. Yeah, I know
thank
it's
you.
challenging.
But
When
still many beautiful other things too. So what about for you?
yeah.
2024 was very challenging for you, my sister.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting. You're talking about grief, and I relate to everything you're saying because I still am grieving the loss of my left breast, you
Yes.
know. So it's an interesting connection that we have from last
Mhm.
year. Like, even though I've, had a successful mastectomy in March and the beautiful
Yes.
healing that came from that, from our beautiful light workers, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, also the yeah, so that was a real blessing in disguise, right? Like a lovely like a contradiction from like deep pain and fear to light and love from our light worker sisters. But I think that's something that, women that go through this kind of stuff, even like a hysterectomy, right? Like any kind of like surgery, and we're missing and losing a part of you. There is really powerful grief there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
think I'm really wrapping myself around that. And then I had reconstruction surgery, in October. And so that kind of, I felt like that put me back into balance,
Mhm.
like I kind of really like making myself feel more symmetrical,
Yeah.
making me feel more balanced with myself, my physical being.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely a lot of pain, physical pain, and a lot of emotional
Emotional
pain.
pain. Mhm.
Yeah. So that was a tough year, but also, a lot of really beautiful things happened in 2024, a lot of really good things. So yeah, it's just a very, does that, I guess, does it fit with the word that you had for last year? Because your word for last year was
Expansion. Right. And so the good things, I guess what the expansion may have meant is I added a new modality to my work is that I
Mhm.
went through the course of becoming an angelic healing practitioner, which was very exciting for me. And that felt like
Yes.
the next calling. So into this soul, kind of deep soul healing, physically,
Mhm.
emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all those parts of a soul and their healing. So that to me was part of the expansion.
Mm.
And
Yes.
that, yeah. And just my overall knowledge and the mediumship that came with it, right? Once you kind of level up or try to elevate your growth and learning and expanding my knowledge and
Mhm.
so it really did amplify even the mediumship and my connection with my guides. And so it just felt like, yeah, massive expansion in a
Yes.
spiritual way. Right.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of learning, right? Like you were like
Lots
learning
of,
new things, and
oh,
it was that
yes.
is
I
yeah.
really loved that. And I always want to learn. I always want to grow and change. But so it was kind of a year of spending time to do that, to kind of go into soul healing is kind of what I did. Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. And how do you feel like, with the loss, like grieving your mom? Is that an expansion as well for you? Was that some kind of expansion?
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm sorry, just cracked me up because the expansion, the knowledge that I've had in this is this awareness of what's happening to my mom
Yeah,
and her
I
one
bet.
foot in, one foot out, and the different energies that kind of come in that vacant spot.
Mm,
I mean, it's some weird shit. Like, I'm like, who
yes.
are you? Talking to me through my mom's eyes, through her vessel. I don't know,
Mm,
you're saying some weird shit right now. I had some weird shit.
yes.
And I'm like, that's not my mom talking, that's somebody else. So I
Mhm.
think again, that growth and expansion, and then learning more
Wow.
about my mom and her journey and really tapping into her soul and kind of reaching her because you're very human when you're a daughter taking care of your mom whose bodily functions aren't her own and she's
Yes.
saying things and you get you're taking care of them physically. It makes you very grounded, very human. So my growth and expansion of my spiritual practice really brought in through dreams, through
Mm.
meditation, through my learnings of what's happening to her soul.
Wow.
Very
Wow. It's not
it's
expansive.
it's kind of crazy.
Wow. Interesting.
Walk-ins, people come, different souls that are,
Yes.
hey, it's almost like my mom said, sure, you can step in for a little bit, see what it felt like to be human again. I'm going to go over here and talk to my
Mhm.
people because she comes back and tells me stories of and starts talking about her parents and her brothers and those that have passed on. It's
Yeah.
really very deep, deep, way long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like triggering different parts of her brain and memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
Very,
going,
very
yeah,
cool.
all that short term is gone, but all that long term stuff back here, childhood, that's showing up.
Wow. And I mean, it's probably stuff that you may have never even heard. Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
before. And you're like, what? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Or, yeah.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
do
wow.
love that, but it's still sad. And yeah, it's been really a journey, this whole um Alzheimer's bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, I know,
As long as
honey.
she, there was
Tough.
one day she couldn't come up with my name. She knew who I was, but she didn't know my name. And I just thought
Mm.
that was a little crushing to the heart, a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
And then the next
Yeah.
day she did. So it's like I know that that's like, like with anything, it's two steps forward, one step back, and each day is a little worse than the other. But we took her out for chicken feet yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. Yeah, New Year's Eve, my daughters and I took her out to Mandarin
Oh,
Buffet, her favorite place, Asian buffet. She ate a plate full of chicken feet, her
oh
favorite.
my
It's
gosh.
hilarious. I'll need to
Oh
post a
my, yeah.
photo.
I
It's
love
so good.
that. Oh my
And she was
gosh.
like a little toddler, just like eating cake. It's really weird. Yeah.
Oh, I love that nostalgia, right? Too. It's like an aura like an oral like memory, like a, like
Oh my
an
gosh. Yeah,
experience that she's connected to maybe from her childhood, right? Like
I
I love
know.
that. Yeah, that's so fascinating.
It
I
was
love that.
fascinating. And I'd even be like, Mom, what about, she always had vegetables and always had soup anytime I would offer that. And she would not touch, she didn't want any of that. She wanted chicken feet and corn on the cob. I just thought, what? Who is this person?
Which walk-in are you?
Yes, exactly. And where are you from? Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, wow. So it's so interesting, right? When we do this, right? We do this work, like even finding a word for your year, like the word for the year, and
right.
then having the opportunity to like reflect and how that word showed up in all these different areas of your life, right?
Mhm.
And I
So
think that's
let's
what's so cool.
That's so cool. So I would agree. And I forgot all about it. I would say the last quarter of 2024, I wasn't thinking about my words so much until knowing that, oh my gosh, the new year's coming. I got to come up with a new word. So then I started to reflect and
Yeah.
think about my word and how my year panned out. So,
Mhm.
so let's ask you,
Yeah.
didn't you have three words?
I did. I had
Yeah.
really, yeah, it was really intense last year. I felt like, this year has been really, really intense. So my Lightworker Unite word was expansion, which was weird because we talk about this in our last well, it was podcast 125. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to hear this, what we talked about for our
Last
word for
year.
2024, um, we had both I had come up with the word expansion and we were like talking about how weird that was. But that word only really kind of came around when I was thinking about Lightworkers Unite,
Got it.
because with Scanners, my nuclear medicine company, the word was denouement, which is
That's
like
right. I
like
love
the
that word.
final
Yes.
part.
Yes. That.
And it's
Mhm.
so interesting because when I got that word, I thought it meant the ending of, right?
Mhm.
And 2025 was very steeped in Scannerland.
2024.
24, yes.
Yes,
2024 was all about scanners.
it
Where
was.
and my feeling was, wow, this was not a closing. This was an absolute deep dive. Like I lost one of my full-time employees. We got a brand new camera. We had accreditation. I mean, it was like I was steeped in scanner world.
I
So
know.
it really made me reflect on why the fuck would spirit give me the word denouement, which is like the ending of, right? And what I came up with was denouement actually means the closing of,
Mm,
right? And when we close one part of our life, another chapter opens.
yes.
So it did feel like I was involved in my nuclear company in a very different way than I had been in the last 5 years. So
Hmm.
it was like I had to close the way I was in as a business owner there and opened up to a different scanner boss.
Yeah,
Like, it was just a very interesting word. Like I had to say goodbye to the way that was and like open up a whole new way. Like it's new. So
yeah,
it was a very like I had to really think about like why would spirit give me that? And it was kind of like it's time to say goodbye to the way that I was with the company and now I'm doing it a little differently and it's going to move differently. And as business owners, like we know that's true. Our
yeah.
businesses take cycles and they go through different phases and I've run my nuclear company for almost 22 years. So
I know. That's
it is a
awesome,
new
Manjeet.
chapter.
It's awesome. It
Yeah.
is a new
Yeah.
chapter.
Yeah.
Yes. And I
So
could
that was
see,
cool.
and maybe your intention also was to the universe about maybe having it have some kind of closure or changing in a
Yeah.
way that served you
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
right?
Like something had to change. Something
Yes.
had to, and it wasn't easy, but
I know.
it's, something I really love doing too. So it just kind of like fits into my life differently. And then the third part of my business is of course infinite balance. And that
Yeah.
word for 2024 was birth,
Right.
right? And so that was really weird because it was like, what am I birthing? Like, I don't know, but I feel like it definitely is my book because I wrote a lot about my upcoming book,
Right. Yeah. We both
and we
did that
both
in
publish.
2024. Yes.
Yes,
That
we
was
both publish
exciting.
our
Hmm.
bestseller collaborative work. So
Yes. Yeah.
that was kind of like, okay, this is cool. And then personally, my word was breath, which I thought was very interesting because,
Mm,
with my mastectomy and um, there was a lot of like, I had to really focus on my breath and being calm and trying to ease pain. And so breath and pain were very, very connected to my healing. And
yeah.
as a yogi, right, we use breath a lot. And I
Yep.
really leaned into that personally this year, which I didn't really think about until, like the last couple of weeks, we were like, oh, we have to do a podcast. I need to reflect. Yeah. So that was and then spirit, yeah, was expansion. So it was a very word heavy
And we all know
2024.
they vary, but your heart chakra is the air element too. So
Mhm.
that makes
Mhm.
sense, right? That breath
Totally.
and your whole heart chakra was like doing a
Yes.
lot of stuff,
It
doing a lot of
really was.
stuff.
Isn't that crazy? Like when you
Yeah.
think like I wasn't walking in, we didn't know what was going to happen in 2024. Like, but
Mhm.
just looking at these words, like, even you being like this new angel, like healer, like it's a whole cool new thing that you've expanded into with your
Yeah.
business. Like it just, you didn't know that was going to happen, but
No. It
I
kind of, when
love
I
that.
look back, because when you said birth, it reminded me of Bertha. I was like, wait a second. I was
Oh,
supposed to
yes.
pass a kidney stone back in March, right? Or no,
Mhm.
February. I don't even
Mhm.
remember. It was February. So that's how I kind of started off. And all the beautiful healers, all the light workers
Yes.
out there that came together on that day so that I didn't I had very little discomfort. I mean, I barely even knew that it passed. I barely felt it. But
Yes.
so that started the healing. That started the healing and people who wanted to do more
Wow.
of that. People who was like, I'll dedicate 4 minutes a day to help someone's healing.
I
And I thought
know.
that's so anyway. So the birth and the Bertha and the expansion, and the
Isn't that
birth of
fascinating?
it is fascinating. So I love your word birth because it really does talk about something new
Mm.
emerging from something that closed.
Yes. Yeah. And that kind of fits with my denouement, right? Like
They
it's
go
hard to
together.
open something new without closing something old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's such an important thing. And maybe this is an opportunity for our listeners, if they did have a word for last year, taking a moment to really think about it, like how did it impact you? Did it have a relevance, or is there a relevance that you just don't know, yet?
That's
Maybe
right.
there's something coming up. Like,
That's
yeah,
right.
my word was X, Y, and Z, and I didn't feel that at all. Or wow, it really did shine through or permeate through all the
Hmm.
different parts of my life. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the thing with light workers, right? We are multidimensional. We're mothers, we're CEOs, we're business people, we are daughters, right? We're healers, we're all these
Hmm.
different roles, we're wives and all the
Hmm.
things. So it's just like these words, how do they permeate through your existence? And I think this is what is really cool. We get to share what our word is for 2025.
Yeah.
Should we do our little
Yeah, let's do
closing
it.
thing?
Okay, so now we're shifting. So we just did the whole reflection, talking about 2024 words and how they showed up, which is so cool, so cool.
Mhm.
And now here we go. Let's do it. Let's come up with 2025. And
Yeah. So
and you guys join us.
the formula. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
the
And I shared
formula.
this in the last episode. It was the first thing we're going to do is carve out a little bit of sacred space and time for yourself. And that's what you're doing right now with this episode. So if you're driving, don't do this.
Please don't.
Just, be mindful of where you are. But what we're going to be doing here is we're going to carve out a little bit of time. And number two, we're going to ask spirit, what does spirit want me to embrace this year?
Mhm.
And we're going to take a few moments and just listen, right? Listen and be open minded for that word. And it might be a word you don't understand, might be a word that you have resistance to, it might be a word that you feel really connected to. You might
Mhm.
be surprised, you might not be. Okay.
And you might have more than one. Just so,
Yes. Like
okay.
I
So
did
be,
last year.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
just be mindful of that. And what we're going to do after we get our word is Mayume and I are going to share it together and we're going to write it down. So number three is journal about your word. Okay. After
Mhm.
after this podcast. just see where it sits in your heart. What does it mean? Start with a definition on like online. Like this word means this by definition. How does that connect to you and where you are in your life? Right.
I love it.
And then number 4 is watch for validation. As the day goes by, as the days go by, hold that word close to your heart. Maybe put it on a sticky note in your mirror. Write it down often in your notebooks, in the corner of your calendar, right? Whatever that
Right.
first
Dry
words are.
erase on your mirror. That's what I
Yes.
do.
Yes. Bathe your subconscious in
Yes.
that beautiful, that beautiful word.
And
And that's how we're going
intention.
to watch for validation. Yeah. So
Mhm.
number 5 is embody that word, reflect on it often, maybe once a month, take some time in your journal to say, oh, how does that word show up for me? It didn't show up at all, or maybe it did, but you didn't know it. So
Yeah.
that's the 5-step formula. Again, it's all laid out in that episode 125. But for now, shall we sit?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Sit for a minute and just ask spirit.
I'll play some soft music in the background in the recording.
Okay. Take a nice deep breath here as the music comes on. And just tap into your beautiful heart chakra here. Just feel that beautiful green light spinning. And think about which direction it's spinning. It's clockwise or counter. There's no wrong way. Just breathe into that beautiful vortex, a beautiful space where spirit will connect with us. I'd like you now to open up your crown chakra, a little door on the top of your head. Just kind of opening up as we allow spirit to come through the universe. It might come in like a beautiful waterfall, white, bright light. And just feel that beautiful, divine, peaceful, loving light as we say, welcome, spirit. We welcome you. Please give me the word or words for me to embody. What is the gift in word form for 2025? Just breathe into that beautiful waterfall of love and light as we receive with an open heart your word or words. A moment here. Take a moment here as we, if you feel like you want to jot it down.
I just did. Wow.
And we can just say thank you to Spirit. We say thank you for this beautiful gift we receive with our open heart. You can put your hands on your heart if you want to, if you're inclined to do that. So we say thank you. We'll just close our beautiful crown. And we're just going to wrap our arms around this word or words. And when you're ready, just open your eyes, wiggle your fingers, and just breathe.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Manjeet.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know. We weren't
Wow.
really, we didn't script anything, so I don't even know what just kind of came
Oh,
out.
yeah,
but
no,
it
I
was-
loved it. Thank you for guiding us in that. Yes, I love it.
Mhm.
That was really, really interesting. May I share? I'm going to share.
Yes.
I'll share. I'll go first. Because I'm kind of, again, I'm always a little bit in amazement and awe of this. I had shared with Manjeet that in the last few days, probably last week or so, I had been feeling that my word for 2025 was going to be yes. The word yes, YES. And the way it kept coming to me in my meditations, it kept coming to me in my awareness and talking to my guides. I was like, really? And I had resistance to it. I
Mm.
understand why it was given to me. And I'll explain how it feels, but it is scary because I don't know that I want to commit to a yes. So yes for me means being open to opportunities that spirit and the universe are going to put in front of me. And
Mhm.
so maybe perhaps it's a situation where I would normally maybe say no or not right now, and always kind of honoring having boundaries of doing too much, and because no is a complete sentence, like no. But
Mhm.
this was opposite. This is yes, because I
Yeah.
feel like the universe is going to put in front of me some things, opportunities, people. So maybe something that I might say no to, I'm feeling more inclined to challenge my soul, challenge
Mm.
myself in 2025 to say, okay, yes, I'll do that. Okay, yes,
Love it.
I will do that. I will try. I will commit. I will meet. I will go. I will, whatever it is that's going to be put in front of me, I'm going to try really hard to be more open to saying yes to opportunities, because I feel like there's
Love it.
something there for me, right? That maybe I wouldn't have gone there. Maybe I would be resistant, or I would be more human and say, "Oh, I'm just not feeling like I want to do that right now, but thanks. Maybe I'll catch you next time." It's easier to say no
Mhm.
sometimes and just kind of
Yeah.
hunker in. So the yes is challenging for me, but it keeps coming up. So
Yeah.
in this little meditation, I went into a cave. It was a white cave. I was like, okay, I've been here before. And this has shown up before. And I went into this white cave, and all I felt was power, electricity filling me up, like recharging me. And
Wow.
then I stepped out of the cave, and then I felt this yes, like it caught my
Mm.
validation. I'm like, all right, it's definitely yes. But the word that came with it was embrace.
Oh, I
I was
love
like, it
it.
kind of, so embracing my yes, embracing what's to come in 2024. And then I had all these flashes of embracing growth, embracing loss, because it felt like embracing
Yeah.
what is on my path,
Yeah.
um,
I
with
love that.
in love and power and light. I was so filled with light when I came out of the cave that it
Oh.
felt like yes, and I will embrace whatever you put in front of me.
Oh, I love it. Well, I love that because even though you had your word, right? Like yes. And I have to say, like as a coach, I spend a lot of time coaching women on saying no. And
Exactly.
so because there's a we overcommit,
Yeah.
we have a hard time saying no. And so there is a really big correlation between saying yes and like not having a boundary, or, losing your
Right. I
protection, right?
know.
But
Right.
so I totally understand the resistance to yes,
Oh my gosh.
because
Yes.
it's like saying, what do you mean? I've been training myself to say fucking no so that I could have some strong boundaries and stay in control
Yes.
and not feel like a victim to the things around me. So
Hmm.
I love that spirit brought you to the cave to kind of help you own the yes. Like
Uh-huh.
needed that word, right? To say, no, no, you're still in charge. You're
I'm still
still,
in power.
and that's
It's
what I
my
kept
power.
hearing when you said you were in the cave and you were recharging. I said, you're in charge,
Ooh, I like that. I'm in
like
charge of this.
in
I'm
charge
still,
of
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I love it. I am,
Yeah.
because I felt that it was charging me. I felt amplified.
Mm.
And then I stepped out of the cave, and that's where it was like this beautiful precipice, like this. I could see the valley
Mm.
and things, and I was supercharged, and I felt like, yes. And then I'm
Mhm.
going to embrace whatever spirit brings to me, whatever.
Yeah.
So I trust the universe is going to bring to me those things that I will stop and pause and say, yes, I'll try that.
Yay. Oh my God. I love that. I love that the little I
I
mean, gosh, what was
know.
that, like 3 minutes or something? It's just
I
a
know.
really quick and this is a beautiful thing,
I
right?
love
About
it.
connecting.
But I love the word embrace. It feels like it supports me in the
Yes.
yes, kind of like, I mean,
Embracing
I
the yes.
embracing the yes, embracing it just feels like opportunity.
Yeah, I felt that when the word landed. I know for me, when it landed in my heart, like it was weird. It was like a clunk,
Mm-hmm.
clunk, clunk, and then I was like, oh, I just need to wrap my arms around it, like and embrace, like wrap myself around these words and go, oh gosh, okay, these are my words. Because I didn't have a
Yes.
word. I didn't really
Do you
have one this.
now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, your
Yeah.
turn.
It was peace, actually.
Mm,
Peace and then play. So
okay.
it
I'm
was
writing that
peace
down.
and play. Yeah, for me. That
Peace
was
and play.
because it was like peace and then um it wasn't over. Like it wasn't over. It was almost like they were one word, like in
Mm,
my mind. Whenever I get messages, they do come to me a lot in word form, just because
mm,
that's the way my brain really works in numbers and letters and symbols and stuff.
mhm.
But I saw the piece like PEACEEP, like, and it was like, it was written like circly. Like if you
Mm,
think of the letters PEAE, CE,
yes.
everything looked very circular. And then it was all like play, like
Mm,
all one word, peace, playing with peace, play peace. Like it was just
mm.
all like this is like you get to have some fun.
That's
Like
right.
I
It's
did not
safe.
feel like I had a
Peace,
lot of fun last
right?
year.
I feel like I know. Well, also peace brings safety. I feel like in order
Yeah.
to be in true peace, we have to feel safe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so for you to feel
That's true.
safe
Yeah.
and supported, that's the way to feel peace, to embody
Yeah.
peace is to feel safe. So I think this is the spirit in the universe saying to you, you will have peace. That's the intent. You will feel safe so that you may play and
Mm.
enjoy and have the adventures, have the experiences. They go hand in hand. In order to fully express yourself and play and feel safe in playing, you must have peace.
I love that. Yeah, it was kind of surprising because I
Love
I
it.
didn't really know. Like I was just kind of, and I've been, everyone, a lot of people are playing around with their new word. And I know even my intuitive women circle sisters, I had put a little post in our private group. So if you're listening to this, you'll know why I didn't post my word, because I didn't have one.
Right.
But
Right.
it was really cool to hear like what people were coming up with. They were like freedom and focus and, just some really, really cool words that, you know, that's kind of the fun part about this is with this exercise, gravitating to that word. So you can just kind of see where it shows up in your life. Like,
Mhm.
where do I want to play more? Maybe there's opportunities in my life that I'm not seeing my opportunity to play more. You know, maybe there are slices and pieces and roles that I'm in that I'm not seeing the potentiality of play.
Right. No.
Like
Yeah.
it's challenging me to think like, and I like to play. Like, we have a lot of fun. A lot.
Yes. And if you think about it, you haven't had that in this whole past 2024. You were not truly able to play the way you wanted to.
The way I normally do, for sure. Like it
Yes.
felt like, yes, like I was a little more limited, very, very limited with my time and my physical ability.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely like I loved hearing that because it felt like me coming back to like me. Like
Yes.
I get to play. I get to like, yes, I get to do that, and feel peace and safety. But yeah, how exciting.
I
We
know.
get to like see how this is gonna go.
Peace and play. It's like a little logo. I see the peace sign with the peace around and the play down here. Like
Oh,
it's like a beautiful
yeah.
ball of like orb around you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I know it felt really weird because it felt like one word. Like I want to just draw it and play with it, like paint it, because it
Yeah.
was just like all circles. Like I couldn't
Circles.
really read it until like because it just looked like a squiggle, which I actually doodle a lot.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's one of the things I do a lot is spirals. So it looked
Same.
like a real spirally word, like,
Hmm.
and that's part of like the number 4. Like number 1, we carved out time. Number two, we ask spirit. And number three is right journaling. Like
Yeah.
maybe take some time and play with that word. Like for me, it's going to look like a bunch of doodles and different crayons and colors and maybe paint, right? And then number four, again, watch how those words are going to show up for you. Usually also I find when we do this kind of work, the first 72 hours are really, really charged with that word. So really keeping it top of mind in the next couple of days is really, really critical. That's
Yeah.
spirit is really connecting, right, with you, that energy, those words. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to see what happens. And I know we felt this way a year ago. At the same time, we're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And like and it's the same feeling. Like that's how I know it's the right word. Taking time to sit with it. It keeps coming up. And I love that they added embrace to it because I think I needed to feel safe to embrace the yes
Yeah.
because not that I I would say no a lot because I like being a yes, like, yeah, I'll try that. But I know that I have with the year that I had last year, there's no way I could say yes. I had my mom. I mean, I was very limited. I kind of lacked freedom. And so it started to open up towards the latter part of the year. So maybe that's why 2025 is much more of a yes
Mm,
that I'm able to say
yeah.
yes and then
Yeah.
embrace
And
that.
I've heard you say that before. Like, you are a yes girl. You like to say
Yeah. I
yes,
like to
like
say
you like
yes.
to,
Yeah, so
um,
maybe it's coming back to me, like you're coming back
yeah.
to you. Maybe I'm
Mhm.
coming back to like I get to say yes to these things.
Yes. Look at that. Yeah. You
Yeah.
do like, yeah. You're like, I'm a yes person. I don't like
Yes,
no's. Like I want to be,
I don't like
I'm going to go to
no's.
that retreat or
I like to say yes. Yeah.
yes, you do. And I get to embrace it this year. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so cool. And I love,
Mhm.
I love this. I love like, the more you talk about it, and I encourage you to do that, all of you out there in listening world, take a take some time and have a glass of wine, talk about it with your girlfriends or,
Yes,
your
have
husband.
fun. Oh,
Yeah.
have fun
And
with
see what
it.
comes up, like
Hmm.
I keep hearing like for you with the embrace and like the yes, it's like you are in charge. Like
Hmm.
that, it's like you're in charge of the yes. Oh,
I think that's why I
100%.
was in the white cave. The selenite cave was
Shit.
charging my body. And I
In
came out
charge.
like,
I love that.
I love it. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah, I was like,
charge.
oh, she in charge, like she got
That's
it.
right.
She
I
just, yeah, yes, let's do this.
Yes, yes, let's do it. I
Well,
embrace my
cheers.
yes. Okay,
Yes. Yeah, I
cool.
embrace peace and play.
So, yes, and embrace and peace and play, they all four, these words go
Yeah.
together.
As per usual.
Yeah, so they go together.
Yeah, it's because we're sisters. We're
So, I
light
know
workers. Unite.
we
This is
are,
going to be a
and we're
great
going to
year.
unite. It's going to be a great year. I want to talk about all the things
Yes.
that are
Well,
happening.
we are definitely doing a retreat. It is
Yes, you guys.
absolutely happening. So
Yes.
we can do a little bit. We just
People,
can't say when and where
yeah.
yet because we don't have the
Yet.
contract signed. But
We're waiting for the contract as we speak. I'm still keep checking the email to see if it's arrived so we can say, but we have it planned. It's going to be for 20 women. We do know that.
yes,
And it's going to, do we want to say the theme? Do we want to talk
yes,
about that? Let's do it.
let's do it real quick. We
Okay.
can just
Yeah.
do a quickie.
A quickie. That's what she said. Ooh, I might have to cut that out. Sorry.
Since when?
I know we don't cut it. Oh my gosh. So get ready, everyone. If I may, I'm going to just say it. It
Yeah.
is awaken your spirit guides. So
Yeah.
Manjeet and I are going to bring our light worker sisters. This is for women. This is retreat for 20 women. Bring you all together and we're going to really, truly dive so deep into which you will leave knowing exactly who is working with you in your soul journey, your spiritual guides.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it in so many different, so much fun ways that I kind of want to explode and tell everybody everything, but we can't yet.
We
But
can't.
there's going to be massive meditations. Okay. We're going to connect. There's
Yeah.
going to be intuitive art. journaling,
Yes. Yes.
and lots of high vibrational frequency, where we're going to raise your
Yes.
vibration and have a lot of laughter too.
Oh yeah. Well, it's inevitable, right? Yeah, we get
Yeah.
together and get our ladies together because our light workers are seriously so much fun. Like
I
our
know.
light worker with like ladies, right? So it is way overdue, but we have a lot of really awesome gifts for you already. Like we are ready to do this. So we
Mhm.
are just lit like Mayume said, just waiting on some logistical pieces. As soon as they get locked and loaded, we are going to launch, and the first 5 women are going to receive a very special gift from us. So that is
Yes.
all part of our promo. So if you
Mhm.
are interested and super excited, make a comment on our post. We're gonna on
Mhm.
Instagram. Let us know, like, yeah, that sounds great. I want more
That's right.
information. And we will get that to you right away. Send you
Yeah,
the link.
we have a new website. It's
Oh
not
my
up
gosh.
yet because until we have this piece, then we will
Yes.
launch our website, lightworkersuniteshow.com. I just said it.
I know. Oh my God.
www.lightworkersuniteshow.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
show.com. And I think honestly, right? That's like so much fun. It's like play,
Mhm.
play,
Yeah,
play, 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 play. I
that's
just
right.
love it. I love
Yes,
that.
yes, 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 yes.
Yes. That is fucking hilarious. I just love that. Those are actually our words from spirit.
We just did that. We just did that.
We did that. Well, we love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to really be excited about doing this more frequently. Like just last year was really challenging for lots of reasons. But I think we're both really excited about new topics, new guests,
I know.
and
Yes.
just sharing, right? A lot of what's going on. And I think we really need each other
Yeah.
this year. So stay tuned for more. We thank you so much for sticking with us. And we love, love, love you with all of our hearts.
We love you guys. We appreciate. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Thanks for joining us at our luscious events with our Lightworkers Unite Sister Circles coming up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then
There's one of those coming up too.
that's right, on Sunday, February 9th. Right?
Yes.
That's happening. So we forgot to promote that. So join us with that. That's kind of like a little prelude to the retreat that's happening in March. But
Yeah.
all of this will be coming out soon. And the minute we have more information, you will know. We're so
Yes.
excited.
Yes. And share your word, right? For the
Yes.
year. We would love to hear your word for 2025. And if these steps are serving you, they work for you, feel free to play the recording over again. I mean, it was really an impromptu little guided meditation.
I love it.
We
That's
just
how we
kind
do
of
it.
winged it, but please let us know. And we love
Okay.
you. And I love you.
Love you guys. Love you, Manj. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. Okay.
Thank you.
Happy New
Namaste.
Year.
Bye.